Kolbrin Bible Book 6, Book of Morals and Precepts, Chapter 39, Vanity. NPR 39:1. Behold the boisterous man, and observe the vain one. They are arrayed in conspicuous attire, and their desire is to attract the attentions of men. They seek the gathering places and find their pleasure in the midst of the crowd, for little attraction is to be found in their own company. NPR 39:2. The vain man scorns wisdom and knowledge. Decency and reserve are strangers to him. He oppresses his inferiors and is insolent to his superiors, who, in return, look down upon his weakness with amusement. NPR 39:3. He despises the judgment of others and rejects the counsel of his friends. He relies upon his own opinions and is confounded. He pursues bubbles which break at his touch, while trampling underfoot the solid substance which would bring him respect. NPR 39:4. His imagination exalts his stature, but it is a magnified shadow without substance, a thing visible to none but himself. He delights in the adulation of others. He cares not for the welfare of any but himself. NPR 39:5. He whom the multitude praises and acclaims, what is he but the mirror of its vanity and the froth on the surface of its weaknesses? The multitude is fickle and unstable, and the mob a collection of fools. The wise man and the real man do not degrade themselves for such as these. NPR 39:6. Behold the vain man. A stream of insincere words pours forth from his hypocritical tongue. He knows the words returned by the wagging of ignorant tongues are no better, yet he laps them up as a thirsty dog laps foul water. He swallows his own praise with the greed of a swine, but the flatterer comes along and eats him up. NPR 39:7. Be not one of these puffballs, a bladder filled with wind. Magnify not your stature because of your knowledge, nor be vain because of your attractions. What are you like within? Are you but a false-fronted fool or an unmasked horror? Ask these things of your spirit in the silences. NPR 39:8. Remember that the lover of praise rarely deserves it, and that to him life is but the shadow of a dream. The things that are worthwhile lie beyond his grasp, for he can see no further than his own reflection, and is bedazzled by its useless glitter. NPR 39:9. If you have become great, having once been lowly, or if, having been destitute, have acquired possessions, forget not what has happened to you in the days that are past. Place not your whole trust, nor build your hopes on the things which have, after all, but come as a gift from God. You would not be superior to any other man if what had happened to you had happened to him. Is it by your own manliness and goodness that you have risen? NPR 39:10. Carry yourself according to your present estate, and in higher positions you will carry yourself with befitting dignity. Remember that he who thinks too highly of himself when there is no cause also belittles and insults others. NPR 39:11. Heed the advice of those qualified to give it, and if unpalatable, remember that advice is never liked by those who need it most. Do good while you live, disregarding what men say about you, for the wicked and weak are ever jealous of the strong and good. NPR 39:12. Never indulge in loud-mouthed boasting, lest you bring down the contempt of better men upon your head. Never belittle the deeds of another, for it makes known your own inferiority. Vanity deceives none but the vain. Like a bladder filled with air, they collapse at the prick of ridicule. The vain man is blind to his own failings, and thus others see them more clearly.